Welcome back! So just before we start, please can you wear these rings that I paid so much money for?
Maybe I'm at home, that's why my rings aren't on.
You can't film without wearing your ring.
I'm married.
Now we're married. So welcome back to August Everyday. We know it's been a long time since we filmed, but for good reason.
It's been over a month now since we filmed. Last time was the baby reveal.
That
was the last time we filmed together.
Yeah, so that's a couple of months. We're very excited. The time is so close. Ezra, this is Ezra. Ezra will be arriving any day now, and yes. So lots of excitement around us.
We are 38 weeks
yeah.
pregnant, so we could literally go into labor while we are filming this.
No, we can't. No, we can't.
So yeah, there's you know, we wanted to discuss a few of the challenges that we've been facing recently. It's really an exciting time, obviously, for us to be pregnant and expecting our first baby, but it's also been one of the most challenging seasons of our lives and in our marriage as well.
It certainly has, and so we thought long and hard about actually recording and filming this episode, but we thought we want to be authentic and let you into our lives as much as we can. And so part of the reason why we haven't filmed for a while is just because it's been such a tough season, as Arlene says, and we've had a lot of challenges, particularly with my dad's health.
Yes.
He's been in and out of hospital for about 6 months now, and the last stint has been about two months non-stop that he's been in hospital. And so for us it's been really a challenging time. It's supposed to be the happiest time in our lives, expecting our first baby, but on the other side we've got my dad really battling with his health. And so as a result, we almost felt like our wedding vows and our marriage vows are being put to the test.
Yeah, because in your vows and in your marriage vows, it says through sickness and in health and good times and bad and better and worse and that kind of thing. And you know, when you say it, it's so romantic and it's so nice, and you don't say your vows expecting your loved one to fall sick or expecting the worst to happen, you know. And I think the thing that I realized just throughout this whole thing is that it doesn't have to be Darren being sick for me to have to be there for him, you know, and for that to test our vows. Like in this season, for us, it's his father's sickness. And
it's not her sickness, my sickness, it's sickness. Sickness is an issue that we have to deal with, and so that's really what's come to attack our family.
Yes.
And as a result, we've had to really make some hard decisions and decide on how do we still keep our heads up and how do we still deal with all of this without letting it affect our marriage.
Yes, because it's easy to feel like you are drowning, and that it's easy to feel overwhelmed and to constantly feel sad and let the situation consume you. But I think what we've learned, and that's exactly what we want to share today, is just how to keep your head above the water when things aren't so great in your marriage. You know, I think a lot of people look at us and observe us and that kind of thing and think, oh, they're always so happy and their lives are so good and everything like that. And it's not always the case. You know, everybody goes through hard times. And that's the part that we want to share with you guys today. Yeah,
I think for me in this season, I've just been so overwhelmed by how caring you've been and how you've stepped up to the plate. And we know that pregnancy is supposed to be the most beautiful time and the easiest time, and we thank God for a really good pregnancy. But Arlene has just had to endure so much in terms of just the pressure, because I mean our family has been so focused that a lot of the times this illness and this hospital stays has really consumed us, and so as a result we weren't always able to celebrate the way we have. But there are a couple of things that we've done and that we've realized now you can do to get yourself through the season, and that's what we want to share, because really as you know, we're all about trying to inspire other people to be better.
Yes, and we are passionate about marriage. We love being married. We love seeing other married people happy and making it work and working through their hard times, and that's what this channel is about for us as well, just to inspire you and to show you that, you know, even though it isn't always easy, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
So one of the things we've done is we really have made a decision to be intentional about our marriage. We've been intentional about making our home a place of peace, making our bedroom a place of peace, and we've been so much more intentional about making sure that we just stay connected and pray together every single day, even in this hard season, though there are times where we get back from the hospital and we are in tears and we are sobbing and we don't know what to do. We still know that first and foremost we have to keep going back to our source, and for us that source is Jesus Christ.
Yes. So Darren and I, even though it's difficult and sometimes you can't find the words, we pray together every night, and you know, sometimes it's his turn, sometimes it's mine, sometimes we both pray, but the prayer really helps us get through, you know, and we take comfort in knowing that even though we can't always find the words, God knows our hearts, and God knows the prayers that need to be prayed for us. So that's one of the things that have really gotten us through this season.
Another thing that we've had to do is really just be so mindful of the fact that right now, although it is a tough season, it is also our happiest season, and so we've had to really make an effort to celebrate every single moment. I've had to make sure that I'm there to feel every kick and to feel every bump and speak to Ezra every single day, and we've had to be so intentional about creating a good atmosphere for him. And so 2 weeks ago we literally just decided to leave behind everything at home, leave behind my sick dad and my stressed out mom and my sister, and we had to just go away so that we could discuss what kind of parents we want to be. We had to discuss and plan around the birth and how we're going to make this home a happy home for our son, and so that we are not just completely distracted by this attack that's come against our family.
Yeah, I think it's very important to cultivate a good atmosphere between each other, and you know, in times like this it's so easy to turn against each other, and it's easy to take things out on each other, and it's easy to just sort of focus on your own pain and focus on your own hurt. And for me, what I've realized is just, you know, don't let the situation consume you, and know that it's gonna be okay. Things will be fine, as much as it's really difficult and it's not something that we've ever been through before. This is something new for us. We're kind of feeling our way through with our first pregnancy, first time that we're going through something like this in our family as well. I'm experiencing my husband in a new way. He's experiencing me in a new way as well. So I think one of the most important things is just to cultivate an atmosphere of love and of kindness and of understanding and grace as well. We need to be very graceful towards each other. And I think it's also just be nice to each other. It doesn't cost you anything just to be nice. And you know, the times that I've been intentional about being nice to Darren, and I've seen that Darren tries his hardest to be nice with me as well. It just makes it that much easier to get through the season.
Another lesson I've had to learn as a man is that I have to allow Arlene into my space, and so often as men we think that we need to have these broad shoulders and we need to be strong for everybody else, but I've realized that by pushing her away actually brings distance between us, and she wants to share the burden with me, she wants to carry the load with me, and so as a man I have to allow her into that space because it actually deepens and strengthens our relationship in our marriage.
But also, with that being said, is when he needs space, I give him his space. You know, I don't want to force myself on him or force him to speak to me. If he needs his space and if he says he wants to be alone, you know, then I let him be alone and go do whatever he wants to do and sit in separate rooms and that kind of thing. And I have this thing of like, I want to know where Darren is and what he's doing all the time. Especially when we're at home, because the house is so big. So if he's on one side and I'm on the other side, I want to know, like, why isn't he with me and what is he doing there and that kind of thing. I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant or... Probably.
Okay, we need to wrap this up, so
yeah.
I think just in closing, we'd like to really just encourage you. It doesn't matter what you're going through. We know that our hope and our anchor has always been Jesus Christ, and there's a beautiful psalm where David prayed and he says, when my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. And it's so great that we can always take refuge and courage in God and know that He's always the rock that we can stand on. And so when we're weak, that's when His strength is perfected in us. And so be encouraged. In a couple of days we'll be sharing lots and lots of good news about our son being born. We're looking forward to that, and we just know that God is the center and it's all going to be okay. thank you for following our journey. Continue to pray for us. It really is a hard season, but we know that everything's going to be alright. Alrighty.